Today we will talk about iPad Air. The latest iPad Air will be the go-to option for many looking to pick up a new tablet. That's because the 2020 iPad Air 4th Gen has received most of the iPad Pro's premium features at an appealing starting price $200 below the $799 11-inch iPad Pro. However, that doesn't mean the iPad Pro won't be the better fit for those that need the best overall performance. Let's dive into what to consider when thinking about whether to buy the iPad Air or iPad Pro. And even with the 2020 iPad Pro having an older chip than the 2020 iPad Air, the A14 won't blow the A12Z away or even beat it in all scenarios. Apple's Senior Director of Mac and iPad Product Marketing, Tom Boger, tempered expectations in an interview. Because the A14 has our latest generation CPU cores, you may see a few things here and there that the A14 could potentially outperform the A12Z in. It's great to see support for the second generation Apple Pencil with the iPad Air. This marks the first time the most capable writing and illustration tool works beyond the iPad Pro line. The latest Apple Pencil has a more ergonomic design, uses wireless charging when attached to your iPad, comes with tap gestures to do things like quickly change writing instruments, and provides an all-around improved experience. iPad Air colors. Splash of color. If the color of your next iPad is an important factor, it's good to keep in mind you've got more choices with the 2020 iPad Air with space gray, silver, rose gold, green, and sky blue. The iPad Pro only comes in space gray and silver, where iPad Pro outperforms iPad Air, CPU, GPU, and RAM. While even Apple has confirmed the iPad Air will outperform the 2020 iPad Pro in some use cases with the A14 chip, the iPad Pro still includes a more powerful GPU and more RAM and more CPU and GPU cores. The 2020 iPad Pro with A12Z has 8 CPU and GPU cores compared to 6 CPU and 4 GPU cores with the A14. Display. As discussed above, the iPad Air's new Liquid Retina display features almost all of the features found on the iPad Pro screen. But there is one notable difference. The iPad Pro features Apple's 120Hz ProMotion display tech. This may not be a deal breaker for many, especially if you haven't had a 120Hz display before, but is important to note. As described by Apple, ProMotion offers fluid scrolling, greater responsiveness, and smoother motion content. Likely a minor difference, but one more is that the 11-inch iPad Pro display maxes out at 600 nits brightness, while the iPad Air is 500 nits. Keep in mind the new Liquid Retina display XDR with HDR brightness up to 1600 nits is only available on the 12.9-inch 2021 iPad Pro. You get a solid single camera setup with the iPad Air that includes the same 12MP wide lens that is found on the iPad Pro. It shoots 4K video as the same FPS as the Pro 2. However, with the iPad Pro you've got a 10MP ultra-wide lens plus the LiDAR scanner and the True Tone flash. Storage. Along with the higher prices of the iPad Pro, you get greater storage options that go up to 2 terabytes. The base is also 128 gigabytes. Meanwhile, the iPad Air base model offers 64 gigabytes and maxes out at 256 gigabytes. Keep in mind USB-C comes on both the iPad Air and Pro models, so it's easier than ever to use external storage. But with the 2021 iPad Pro, you're getting Thunderbolt connectivity as well. Conclusion. Why buy the iPad Air? When you consider all the similarities and differences, the iPad Air is likely going to be the best choice for most people with a price around $200 less than the iPad Pro. And of course, if other factors like 5G Thunderbolt, Face ID, 120Hz ProMotion display, more capable camera system, and the bigger storage options are important, the iPad Pro will stand out as the best fit. So guys, this was all known information at the moment. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, like, subscribe, click to bell. Siri was with you.